Alright, time for the survey. Honkai version Kiana 6.4 survey. 81 or higher. What would we say? Normal? Normal or satisfied? I feel like it's kind of normal. I liked it. Oh, we'll give it a satisfied. Which parts were... Ooh, definitely not grindiness. It was definitely grindy. Definitely not old characters getting buffed. This music's too intense. I like the new character. I mean, sure. Gameplay is new and interesting. I wouldn't say it's that new, right? Oh, yeah. I guess it is just normal, huh? Can we reset that? Can we reset that? I guess it is just normal. It is just kind of normal. Old characters are weak for... Okay, here we go. Here's the real content. Alright, chat. What parts did version Kiana fail us? Old characters are definitely too weak for the current version. New stages aren't reasonably designed or too difficult or require too much grinding. There was definitely a lot of grinding. But it was on the events. It was like a lot of the events, right? Spice time? Oh, yeah. We're having all the spicy takes. It is too hard and takes too much grinding to get character fragments. That hasn't changed. And all the character fragments that we get aren't that useful. You know, a lot of them are old meta, outdated. The time it takes you to get Sushang online is like, by the time that she's triple S, there's a new character out already. Too many events and activities that are too grindy and too time consuming. This is a big one. This is a huge one, right? Chip Space, Mirage Rift, Bustling Symphony Holiday 2. And then you have your weekly MA, Abyss, and ER, Elysian Realm. That's your rogue mode. So you have your Tower Climb, which is Abyss, your Boss Rush, which is MA, and then you have your rogue mode, which is ER. That's a lot. You know, it's a lot. The new content is boring. The story mode is even taking longer. You know, the story mode is even too grindy and too time consuming. 8 hours, 5 to 8 hours just for part 1. 3 to 5, you know, under optimal story skipping. But man, was the new content boring, though? I don't know how much new content there was, right? The story was, like, enjoyable. That doesn't mean that it wasn't too long, though, right? I feel like the story was still too long. I can't get desired characters or equipment. Yeah, what if I wanted to get rank ups, but then the rank ups were too expensive? You know, the amount of money that some of our high spenders and even myself that we ended up spending to get the rank ups. Well, in my case, I didn't spend this patch for rank ups, but I spent a lot for the elves. Elf took me, was it 94 and 88? It was pretty bad. It's the you know, the true gotcha curse hitting. But, you know, it's a, I get it. It's the by nature and it's by design, but it's not fun. In-game time after version Kiana. I spend less time now, I think. I think I'm actually overall... Well, okay. To be honest, it's actually no changes, right? Because I spend less time actively streaming and playing the game, but then I've also spent more time molding. But I feel like overall it's been in the negative. I still feel like I'm condensing my malding on certain days now. You can't mald the trio, it just plays itself. I mean, there are still some mald points on certain fights. But you're not wrong either. The majority of the rotations are playing itself, and it's like if you don't have the rank ups, then you just take the score loss. I have them all. Finality. Okay, so never made this comment about finality in the last days of the English beta. And it's that finality's damage loop, you have to go through it all. So I will put dissatisfied in there because you can't really skip anything. The only thing you can really do with finality is do either extra basics after your combo on Benares or extra weapon active like on Symphony Kevin. So that's two things, right? That I've seen. There's a couple of weaving on fight specific, but overall it's not like you don't have like wildly good variety like some of the other stuff, other battle suits, previous battle suits. And I definitely feel like if you don't play her in a trio, it's like, yes, she plays fine in a traditional fire team, but it, like, who wants to do that when you have the trio? But then when you think about having the trio, then you have to build everything like you have to have the trio, and that's not always accessible for newer players who don't have the infrastructure to farm and save. Appearance, I think her design could have been way better. I remember her outfit was like first look. Oh, it's too similar to Time Runner. Combat control. All right, the hit feedback is okay except for the second weapon active, right? Second stance weapon active is a little crappy. The hit feedback on the pistols is just a little crummy. Combat controls themselves, though, I'd say is normal. Hit feedback's I feel like hit feedback on everything except for the like first weapon active where she kicks the sword feels awesome. When she does her combo, right? When she does her combos, is awesome. But that second weapon active, Garbo. Special effects was good. I kind of wish we still got that stretch pose, but, you know, special effects were good. Sound effects were amazing. Sound design for her battle suit was amazing. Battle performance, I only give it a satisfied because I have the trio, but I feel like if I didn't have the trio, I'd probably just put normal. And then finalization animation, I think her victory animation and her victory lines is quite nice. Yeah. I feel like on the hit feedback thing, her normals just don't feel good. How satisfied with Hersher of Origin? Normal. I know quite a few people were not satisfied with the appearance. I thought the appearance was normal. I actually think Origin has better combat controls and better hit feedback than Finality. Special effects I was satisfied with. Sound effects was good. Battle performance, I really didn't play her standalone outside of the trio, so I can only say satisfied. You know, between normal and satisfied, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And then her victory pose is, you know, it's pretty normal. It's pretty normal. It's all right. It's all right. But it's not that remarkable in my mind. Like, I don't think about it, right? I think about Kiana's victory pose because she says that one line where it's like, well, she has two lines that are quite nice. One of them is a reference to her old line where about the, oh, next time don't ask me for such a boring task or an easy task. And this time she's like, you know, 不客气来请我，就是不好意思. She basically says you're welcome to ask me for help even for small tasks. And then she has a second line that says like, now the fire of humanity is in your hands. And I thought that was really cool. So, but Maze is just, it's super generic, right? She just wins and she does her whatever. I don't think about it. Have you experienced a team battle? Yes. I have. Okay. Joint bursting special effects are cool, except for like sometimes when you do your ult into QTE to Kiana, like you don't really see what else is happening, right? Because you're so focused on the actual what's the next button you have to push. So like visually, it's so busy that you have to kind of mentally tune it out. Joint bursting controls. I feel like there's not enough of a like audio visual feedback for when Kiana actually slams in. I feel like there, like after you QTE into Kiana, you're mashing your weapon active after that QTE. But I feel like that QTE doesn't leave enough of an impression on me about like what my timing needs to be for the weapon active. I feel like the weapon active after the QTE feels insanely sluggish. It's garbage. Yeah. Yeah. So in general, I'm dissatisfied. Yeah, especially HTR, the Hersher of Truth to finality. Like you need to aim it so that your character's facing the left, so that she spawns to the right. Sending Kiana into space, right? The Kiana space program before chapter 35. How many times on the Benares you QTE and you just shoot her into the sky? Don't even need Hyperion Lambda to summon the Hyperion to fly her to the moon. She's gonna fly her to the moon with Bronya's Project Bunny. Special effects look great. Controls, well, we say controls is the button press, right? The button press is fine, like using triangle. And then joint ultimate special effects looks really cool. I feel like I would have liked to see missiles and the giant laser from Bronya. I think the special effects part is great, but man, the actual gameplay is kind of dissatisfied with Trio replacing Kiana's ult animation. Yeah, her standalone ult is so good. And it does feel a little bit wacky that, like, the joint bursting, like, time stop animation, it's so flashy, but it doesn't hit in the same way, you know? Alright, we did everything. Battle presence. Ultimate effect. She's too good. She's way too good. Elf Kiana is the most Kiana thing about this patch. Yes, we finished everything. I wish there was a back button. Not satisfied. I was just satisfied. I'll be honest. I kind of wasn't really looking forward to playing Chapter 35 because I more or less, like, with the way they promoted everything, like, you kind of knew what was going to happen. And so that takes away a bit from the story experience. And also, I feel like they convoluted everything too much. It made everything like, they spent too much time doing the whole setup, like, oh, we need to do this. And they could have simplified the entire setup with, like, oh, we need the finality powers. They could have simplified a lot of that to make the story flow better. And I understand that they did simplify some of it, right? Because we didn't have all the big techno babble of the last two chapters or whatever. But I felt like something was a little bit missing. It definitely felt okay after we fought Kevin and all that. And of course the CG hit hard. The final mission where it's Kiana on the moon, that was a little bit, it was satisfying but also dissatisfying, right? It was nice to see her smiling and you know, on the phone and all that, but at the same time, I don't know if it kind of took away from the seriousness and the gravity of the situation, like, leading up into the CG. Right, Bronya crying and all that, and May's... Like, when they were saying their final goodbyes, they really did act like, oh, Kiana's gonna die. and then the next scene is like... So it's a little bit dissonant. Story writing quality dissatisfied. General combat experience dissatisfied. Every time I wanted to do the full combo, Kevin would just go away. Playability was kind of normal, and then grindiness. Ooh, super grindy. Part 1 should not have been as long as it was. Part 1 was way too long. You know? Part 1 was way too long. And then the appeal of rewards, of course. Part 1 was way too long. You know, one of the worst things about the story chapter 35, though, was all the other events that were gated by story playthrough. So, like, Interstellar Traveler, for instance, you couldn't open stage 2 and 3 until after you played part 2 of chapter 35. So, like, if you were waiting for the CG or you were waiting for everything to play it in all one go, that kind of negatively affected you, because that's free crystals that you had to give up. Why do we have to wait a week for the CG? Was the JP version already released? I don't know. I can understand if they were waiting on localization and, like, final editing of the files for the localized version, for the JP localization. I can sort of understand that. Like, you know, having the voice talent on the JP side recording and editing, and then redubbing, and all that. That's about the only justification I can really think of. Okay. Generally the interfaces are easy to navigate. Agree. Generally the functions are easy to use. Yes. I'm so glad we went back to linear story. Have you fully experienced a story? Yes, I have. What are your main sources of knowledge knowing the details of story chapter? Play the story chapter in the game. I'm not gonna watch somebody else because I have to play the story. I have to play. I'm the one playing I'm the vlogger live streaming it. Everybody else doing story commentary videos and vloggers, if they're doing that, they're probably not gonna fill out the survey. Because chances are they're gonna be... Well, I guess some people will watch other people's reactions. I'm generally satisfied. Normal. Story presentation cinematics is good. I wish there was something in between normal and agree. Because, like, some of the in-game cinematics were pretty cool, right? Like the fight scene cinematic with the trio and Kevin. I thought that was pretty sick. Alright, Shirai, thanks for hanging out. Take care. And just hit me up on Discord when you want to run dungeons and whatnot. Alright. Alright. Cutscene. Transcend. Normal and satisfied. I don't feel like I want to rate this too highly. I feel like some of the weight of both of these was undercut by how cheerful the final epilogue stage was. You know what I mean? And they still don't make it very clear, like, how, like, what's going on with her absorbing the powers of finality. Oh, with the Honkai 3rd Part 1 memoir, I was pretty satisfied, actually. I thought the look back was really good. How satisfied with Bustling Holiday Symphony? I thought it was too grindy. Right? Everything's normal. Grindy is bad. General difficulty, normal. Appeal of rewards, normal. Everything is just normal. Everything is just normal. It just feels standard. I don't like it. I don't care about it or any other modes. Not as good as top down. It was okay. But too grindy. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm biased towards the top-down version of Chibi Shooter because I'm used to it. Highly satisfied with Mirage Rift, though. I think Mirage Rift should replace Chip Space. I've been playing all the time. Elysian Realm, ugh, I've been playing all the time. I still have to cap for this week because we need to get that DA-SS1. Dissatisfied. I'm always dissatisfied. I did participate in community events, yes. Version Kiana Streamer Incentive Program. I am a number 2. Rank 2 winner. Second place. Isekai Tea Party. We did watch. But we didn't, I didn't really do a lot of the fan art stuff. Or the commenting stuff. I just chose Dissatisfied for Mirage Rift. I need to redo this survey. Here we go. Survey rerun, speed run. Try again. Too many activities. Old characters are weak. I can't get this. Okay. Last time. Gotta fill out all this again. Because there's no back button. We need to put that on the survey. Include a back button on the surveys. What did we say for combat? Was it dissatisfied? I don't even remember. Sound effects was top tier. Battle performance is normal. Finalization animation was satisfied. Appearance normal. Combat control satisfied. Hit feedback satisfied. General is normal. Joint bursting effects satisfied. Joint bursting controls highly dissatisfied. Joint ultimate special effects. Okay, yeah. Elf Kiana was great, but I wish it didn't cost me 90 plus pulls or anything. Yeah, story chapter was normal. Definitely super grindy. Story writing quality I wasn't satisfied with. I felt like they too wordy. Too much wordy. Okay, play the game. Generally satisfied with the story? No. They could have done it better. I don't know. I'm glad the ending was on a positive note. But I think they could have done better. Everything is just normal. Alright, Memoir was highly satisfied. Bustling, dissatisfied. Everything was normal except for the grindiness. Grindiness was really bad. Freshness it wasn't that fresh. Appeal of rewards, yeah. Hopefully my power doesn't go out. It's raining outside, but I don't think that should affect me today. I feel like the one thing that really hurt Bustling Holiday Symphony, as soon as they added the whole re-rolling for substats and affixes thing, that killed my vibe for this. It was okay, but the affix or performance made it unnecessarily complicated. I would much prefer like more static upgrades. Mirage Rift, highly satisfied. Okay. Been playing all this time. Highly dissatisfied, Elysian Realm. Okay, streamer incentive program. Isekai Tea Party. I'd say normal for both. I think there were certain things that came up afterwards that I thought the streamer incentive program could have done better. I think next time I'll think about whether or not I want to still participate. But I think with the Tea Party, the Tea Party was pretty fun. Ooh, text quality, like the writing, is too much. It's too much. Text feels unidiomatic. Was there a lot of typos? No, it was just story writing had too much filler. Chapter. Story chapter. Bloated, yeah, bloated. Okay. Super String, I would say that for the more bosses out of the... I would say, like, 10 out of the 12 bosses that we fought were kind of enjoyable to maul, even if I weren't able to get score cap or whatever. You know? Memorial Arena, yeah... I feel like Memorial Arena, every week I had at least 1 or 2 bosses that were fun to play. Armada's normal, like, there's nothing going on, but it's also, like, it's also quick, so it doesn't feel bad. Same with Dorm, nothing's going on, but it doesn't take long to do, right? Universal Mirage sucks because they haven't made crafting costs cheaper. And all the gear is, like, 2 years too old to be relevant. It was fine initially because the performance gap when they introduced farmable JST wasn't like that far away, you know? And then open world is dissatisfying. Open world is way too grindy. Even for doing Shixel, it costs way too much stamina for measly rewards. And it just sucks. YouTube account and Twitter. I hardly ever check anything unless I have to, right? Like, I only visit the Twitch account after it's posted on Twitter. I only visit the Twitch account only when it's mentioned in-game. And, you know, I'm a bit conflicted about that. Because I'm definitely one of the early streamers of Honkai on Twitch that really helped try to cultivate the community here over the last couple years. So yes, I want the HI3 Twitch account to do well, but I also feel like whenever they're streaming anything, it cuts into our viewership. Not that it always overlaps in the same way. So maybe I'm just reading into it too much. Maybe it doesn't really matter. Official channels. I'd say the YouTube I'm satisfied with. I feel like the Twitter account could definitely benefit from retweeting their own tweets when the timing is relevant. So, like, sometimes for maintenance, they will tweet it out, like, half a week ahead of time or a week ahead of time, and then on maintenance day, they should retweet it. I feel like that would make things... I feel like that would be worthwhile. Same thing whenever they post an announcement for any community event on Twitter. Like, they'll post it in advance, but I think the day of, they should retweet their own tweet. Just to bring visibility back to it. Maybe that's feedback I can send to the community managers in real time, like later on, privately. In-game spending. We all hate this one, right? The game always asks too much of us, and they run these events way too often, and everything's inefficient because inefficient against our favor. Okay, aside from HI3, what other games have I played every week in the past month? Every week? Definitely not Among Us, definitely not Roblox, blah, blah, blah. Genshin, we did play every week. Blue Archive, I maybe played 2 weeks out of 4. If I remembered to. Others, Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah, I guess I could put Blue Archive on there. Okay, finally. This is the open-ended part where we ask for fixes to the game. Yeah, dorm craftables. Okay. Dorm non-set craftable, non-set, what's the technical term? Overall, I enjoyed V6.4 Kiana. I had fun in the Abyss, Superstring, and Memorial Arena. I enjoyed Mirage Rift because it utilized the same bonuses from Elysian Realm. I need to open up a new text pad. Alright. Blueprints. Okay, let me let me open up the text file and we'll just type it all out here. Oops. Okay. Okay, same bonus from the Lizard Realm. I think Mirage Rift should replace chip space. It would reduce the grindiness from chip space while also presenting a cohesive game mode that synergizes with players' past gameplay or previous players' previous experience from Elysian Realm. Okay. Dorm furniture would benefit from having the non-set items have from giving non-set items researchable blueprints. A lot of those pets and furniture are no longer obtainable in time cap crystals or other event rewards, but the system has not been updated in a while. Okay, what else aside from dorm? Please make those dorm items researchable, unlockable with dorm building blocks. Universal Mirage and the Foundry system definitely needs an update or overhaul. Universal Mirage needs to have the ticket system removed and replaced with just regular stamina. And fuel sources need to be added as rewards from every major game mode. Abyss MAER. Yes, we need a sweep system. Universal Mirage definitely needs a sweep system in place. Whether using sweep tickets or built-in automatic sweep. Or sweeping from dorm expedition. Universal Mirage also needs co-op mode enabled from the start rather than requiring a solo clear, because a lot of new players cannot solo clear but would benefit from having their sensei co-op clear with them. Okay, Foundry needs more stigmata and weapons from the previous years added sooner. The time it takes for old gear to be added to Foundry is too slow, and a lot of the gear is too expensive to even be worthwhile. The pace at which battle suits and their weapons get outdated is so fast that even arms from 3 to 5 patches ago are already meaningless. So the long wait on those gears being added to Foundry, we can say like 5 to 8 patches, does not help with player retention. Foundry definitely needs craftable bounty level weapons for a lot of weapon types. Right now, all the weapon types that have bounty level weapons are too outdated from 2019 and 2020. Ziazes, yeah, Bloodraven. We will post this into the Discord in our Honkai General channel for people to copy paste. Ziaz says, how did your molding go? I gave up on the 0 second on Heimdall. I just took the 893. I couldn't get the 1 frame. I needed just 1 more frame. And then every time I unpaused after picking up the SP pack, I would drop second. I just said, screw it. Tried to get 810 in Abyss. I think in Abyss, I'm going to aim for 690. Yeah, I'm so over trying to get 0 second kills. I feel like 0 second kills are no longer fun. It was fun in 2021 when we were doing it for the first time, you know? It's not fun anymore. Tried CN beta. How do you feel about CN beta for 6.6 right now, Ziazis? Because I heard a little bit from Sakurama. He seemed generally positive. Okay, let me continue this survey while I wait to read Ziazis' response. The pace of releases right now is way too fast. Well, still too fast for Foundry to be any way useful for new players or mid-level players. Yes, Dova Chill. Which version are you talking about? 6.5 or 6.6? Apponia added to Abyss and MA. Oof. Yeah, we'll see. I should hop on the beta at some point and just give it a look around. I'll let the people in the chat answer Dova Chill's question because I'm right now this is going on the VOD for YouTube, so I gotta make sure we don't accidentally spoil it for people who are viewing, who are trying to avoid spoilers. Even though I don't remember, I don't think I said their names, right? I just asked Ziazis casually if he enjoyed the new battle suits. All right, moving on. So Foundry and Mirage we always complain about. I feel like the pace of spending has been not fun. The spending events and double releases is not fun for any player, and every player from high spender whales to low to F to P newbies all hate it. Even when there are refund banners. Lately, the gacha rates have been screwing players over more than not. There have also been... Yeah, that's right. EU had significant price hikes over the last years. Price hikes in app stores in multiple regions due to, was it Apple? Yeah. Due to iOS policies that have hurt the experience for a lot of players. Paid outfits are getting to be too expensive for the level of quality that sometimes failed to deliver. lack of quality. I just think about the Spina outfit. Consider adding more of the older event and BP outfit recolors into the standard outfit ticket shop. Some of the outfit recolors and BP, some of the outfits and BP recolors are old enough to not make that much of a difference. Bring back Prodigal Girl outfit for White Comet. Got 800 on RGB Benares. Nice. What else do we want to talk about? Old outfits need to get added. They're never gonna buff old battle suits, but we can ask for it. Buff old battle suits. Buff old battle suits. Or add more old battle suits to Elysian Realm. You know, one thing that they could do is also, like, do themed abysses where you, like, you have to have an A rank in your team for a specific stage. Or, like, you can only use A ranks in a specific abyss side stage. Something goofy like that. I don't think that would be well received, though. Or maybe, like, maybe they could do it kind of, well, I guess Mirage Rift. I guess Mirage Rift solves that problem because it uses the same template as Elysian Realm. Huh, how about that? Bleed Abyss? No, I'm talking older battle suits. I'm talking make us use Flame Sakitama for something. You know. Buff old battle suits. Or add more old battle suits to Elysian Realm / Mirage Rift. Mirage Rift was amazing and should oh, we already talked about that at the very beginning. Yeah, so Grumph in the chat says PGR actually does that. They go back and add new abilities and animations to old battle suits. Yeah, I feel like MiHoYo would benefit from doing that because there's a lot of fan favorite battle suits from previous years that, apart from getting paid DLC in the form of a Priarm or in the form of a Divine Key, it almost never happens anymore, right? Like, okay, yeah, sure. At one point, augment cores was a thing, and then they kind of stopped doing augment cores because I don't know, were they losing money? That seems to be the popular consensus from players, is that augment cores lost them too much money, so they stopped doing it. Or maybe they just had a hard time tuning the balance because Delta just broke the meta at the time of her release. Yeah, just like 1 or 2 tweaks, and then suddenly an old A rank would actually be playable in like Red Lotus, and players in Red Lotus could actually enjoy playing their favorite characters. I think Sundenjäger, for instance, all she needs is like SP regen built into her kit. Yeah. There are many battle suits from 2019, 2018 to 2020 that would benefit from small buffs and fixes that would add value to the game for Red Lotus and below, like adding SP regen into Sundenjäger's kit, for example. Okay, Arrow, what was another point that you ranted on that we could add to this feedback? What didn't I like about this patch? There's way too many activities now. There's way too many activities in the patch, in this patch. It was nice that they all had really long event durations, but having Bustling Holiday, Chapter 35, and Mirage Rift, and Chip Space all in one patch with overlapping times, as well as the regular weekly modes. Abyss, MA, ER makes the game too busy. Way too busy. Yeah, I feel like at this point, Poots, wouldn't you rather just play Mirage Rift instead of Chip Space? Because Mirage Rift is like, you get in, you do your daily. But overall, like, you get preset buffs that are already static. And then you just pick the 3 that you want to run, right? You pick your signets. You don't have to go through the whole, you know, upgrade this chip, upgrade that chip. Yeah. Mirage Rift is very low stress, and you kind of already know more or less like what you need to do because you've been grinding ER on and off, you know? Oh, we'll add that to the dorm. Okay. Also, add the deadpan eyes for Ponia and Hersher of Truth's dorm chibi. ER is probably your favorite part of Honkai. Well, ER is not my favorite. But the way they took existing ER signets and made an alternative game mode called Mirage Rift using them, where I could jump in and say, like, well, I already know what this set of buffs do, and I know that these 3 together synergize well, meant that I could jump into Mirage Rift, do what I wanted to do, and get, you know, a passable score without needing to think too much about it because I'm already playing ER. You know? It's such a well-designed mode for a side stage. Mirage Rift, probably the best like non-story mode of this patch. Maybe replace ER with Mirage Rift 2. I don't know about that. I think you need ER as a foundation, whether or not you enjoy grinding ER all the time. I feel like you still need ER as a foundation for Mirage Rift to work. Yeah. Yeah, no chip upgrading, menuing, no pointless mob stages. I think, like I said, the only thing I enjoy about Chip Space now is the daily stage where you can do like goofy comps that just do stupid things like Dark Bolt Joni and combo spam. ER should be the one-time unlock and Mirage Rift the weekly. I would love it if a Mirage Rift just... Well, that's what they're kind of testing out with the new shallow stages, right? The shallow stages in 6.5 and after will just already have all the stuff pre-leveled for you. Or you have like a fixed amount of signets that you can kind of just go with. So that'll be interesting. Since we are at Act 2, why not rerun old events? Oh, that's a great idea. As we go into part 2 of the story, this would be a great time to revisit old Captain verse events from before Sanka Saga. Regular Fen survey time. Hi, Sati. Sati, did you build your AE Titan yet? Chat, what do we want to do tonight? I think after the survey we should play some variety games or do an art stream. Anyways, I am 90 plus hours in on a subathon. Thanks everybody that's here live during this recording. I feel like overall though, I do feel positive about this patch. I do feel like maybe the last week or so I've started to feel the exhaustion. Between the end of the streamer incentive event, you know, the first special stream program for community streamers in over a year almost, right? In about a year, yeah. Because I think the last one that we had last year was 5.6 for Pardo. That was the Az's broadcast, actually. And, was I involved in that one, other than for the speed run? Because we didn't have one in 5.7, right? We didn't have one in 5.7. Eden was when they just started rebroadcasting Hyperion Lounge on their main channel. Oh, congrats, Raven. Your book arrived. Woohoo! Exhaustion with stonks, though. Yeah, like... I don't know. So, all the high-level players in the chat, like, what were your thoughts? So, Kronos, Nefer, Ziazis, Raven, Poots, Era. I know, like, a lot of y'all are also, like, up and down, fluctuating depending on the week, right? Era, you mentioned that you were probably hard quitting after this version. I'm still surprised Estes came back to the game. I know, previously, Never, you had mentioned you were cutting spending, so no longer triple S-ing everything, just pulling back to double S. What are your thoughts now that we're almost at the end of the patch? Is that something you're sticking to for 6.5 and 6.6? And we'll caveat it with the exception, if there is a Seele battlesuit, you're gonna triple S, because it's Seele, right? That was... I think that still holds true. Might just... Okay, so even more firm on double S or less for non-Sele battle suits. Might even just S0 hair. Yeah, that's... Wow. And then, okay, so Chronos says, swipe on top-up spending events. Outside of that, no swipe. But, you're still gonna do monthly and BP, Chronos? Blood Raven says, I will keep spending on characters I like. Don't see any right now. Waiting for Sele 2. Very reasonable. A very, very healthy mindset. Yeah. Very, very budget-friendly mindset. Spend on the characters that you like. Yep. Ziaz is also, yep, that's it with triple S for now, I think. Chronos, yep, BP and monthly. Okay. I think, for me, too, I'm probably gonna start sticking to BP and monthly again, go back to the old 2021, rather than, for a while, late 2021 into 2022, I was buying the monthly B-Chip bundle as well. So I think I have to drop that as well. Maybe content creator rewards will help buffer a little bit, but I also, I'll be honest, I do feel quite a bit of burnout for honkai content creating. I'm very proud of what we've accomplished here on this channel, what we've done for the Twitch honkai community. Very proud of all the other streamers that have stuck with us in this directory over the last 3 years. But I do feel like for me as well, like, I'm at that point where I'm honestly thinking it might be time for me to move on in some capacity, or at least reorganize my content, right? I feel definitely I want to do more fan art related content rather than mindlessly grinding on a boss for 4 hours. Yeah. So I guess we could add that back here, right? Yeah, so with all the with part 1 ended, a lot of spenders will potentially be cutting back on spending. And if the game does not adapt the pricing structure, you may experience... the game might experience further player attrition. Okay, I think the closing thought is, you know, many of us captains have stuck with this game for a long time. Some since the beginning, some since 3 years ago, and some, yeah, within the past year. We all want to see the game do well, but there have been so many aspects of the game that have been disappointing for so long that have needed to be fixed and have not been fixed. Players will eventually graduate and move on as well. But for the players that are still sticking around a little longer, please continue to make the game better. Yeah, some Nice use of the word with this patch. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, I feel like we've earned our PhDs in molding, right? PhD standing for permanent head damage. My dad earned a PhD, so that was a joke from him. So yeah, I want to stay positive regarding the game, but I definitely feel like Hoyoverse needs to not take the players for granted. Especially because, you know, honkai is definitely more niche than Genshin. But Honkai's popularity has definitely shot up in the last year or so. I know Flame Chaser arc and Elysia arc was really popular for newer players. And then the end of part 1, you know, we finally get to this hype conclusion. And I know, like, some players feel different types of ways about how the ending went about. But I don't know. I still feel like I still have a little bit more energy left to give this game. And, you know, when the time comes that I need to move on, I guess, you know, it'll just happen naturally. Alright. Let's copy-paste this. Okay, I've pinned it in Discord. Enjoy your 200 crystals. Woohoo! Okay, I hope we kept that survey to around, like, I don't know, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.